U-Sports on CBC, présenté by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, et par and by BioSteel.
Welcome to U-Sports on CBC and the 2025 U-Sports Women's Soccer Championship live from Hamilton, Ontario. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Ali Rowe at Ron Joyce Stadium, home of the McMaster Marauders. Today's consolation final for 5th place sees the number 3 seed OUA champion Toronto Varsity Blues take on the number 4 seed AUS champion Cape Breton Capers. One last match for both schools this season. And Ali, it looks like Toronto has a slight edge there on the season stats. And when we return, we'll have more as we get set for the opening kick here in Hamilton.
The stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey U-Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Ron Joyce Stadium. This is the consolation final of the 2025 U-Sports Women's Soccer Championship, coming to you live from Hamilton, Ontario. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Ali Rowe. And this matchup, the number 2 seed Toronto Varsity Blues taking on the OUS champion Cape Breton Capers. We're going to take a look here at our players to watch. McKenna Bowser has been great for the Capers so far in her 4th year from Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. She assisted Tara Isama's game-winning goal in the semifinal to get them here. That's the consolation semifinal yesterday, allowing them to play one final match and, of course, get the highest placing possible within this tournament after a quarterfinal loss on Thursday. And for the Toronto Varsity Blues, we're looking at a team that also dropped their quarterfinal. That's how you end up in the consolation bracket. Lost 3-1 to the number 6 seed CanWest finalist Trinity Western University, and then they won 2-0 over the host McMaster yesterday. And it'll be the Toronto Varsity Blues in their white kit. They'll be playing from right to left to start in this first half. Their goalkeeper once more, Maria Godoy-Atrash, getting her second start of the tournament. That's right. They had their backup, Juliana Otani, getting her first national start yesterday, made 5 saves for that clean sheet win. Amelia Lucic coming in clutch for them, scoring the game winner, assisted by Devin Eisen, who had 2 assists in the game yesterday. It was her only shot of the match, and it's all that was needed to get the job done. A beautiful goal as well, one that she had been hungry for. And player to watch today is she's someone who just seems to be feeding off of any opportunity she gets, and as she gets a little bit closer, you can almost see her game pick up. Again, pleased to bring in color commentator Allie Rowe, 2024 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year, and former Cape Breton Caper herself. 77 goals you scored in the AUS with them, and that is a conference record between men and women's soccer. Allie, how much fun has it been to actually get to watch your team, your former team, play here on this national stage?
A little bit surreal, but kind of great to get this nice view from up top on them. Get to see all their games over the weekend. A little unfortunate and sad that they didn't get to medal, but still nonetheless great to get out and be able to watch them.
And they have 3 medals at nationals. They earned their first national title in 2007, and they did it at home, which is just extra sweet. It was a 2-1 win over York, and then they earned silver in 2017, making it all the way to the final, lost to Montreal, and picked up a bronze medal the following year with a win over McMaster. Both the Capers and the Varsity Blues playing in their 3rd ever 5th place consolation game at this tournament. But the difference is Toronto has never lost a consolation final, winning it in 2009 and 2013. They also hosted both of those. They were the OUA hosts those years. Meanwhile, for the Capers, they've never won a 5th place game. Both of those being losses to Queens in 2015 and in 2021. Capers in their green kit. We've seen them in white and in orange, and now they're greens. Eula Curley with a throw-in for Toronto. Toronto, a team that had 7 clean sheets throughout the regular season, once shut out, and then they had 3 straight in the postseason to win their first ever OUA championship. Yes, first ever. 1-0 wins all the way, and they ran into the Trinity Western Spartans on Thursday. And it was Maddie Ma, who still, by the way, holds the fastest goal scored in the tournament at 1:10. And right now we are in the 4th minute here of this match. So it still stands as the fastest one scored.
That was an impressive start to that game. Almost caught us a little off guard with how fast it was scored.
Well, certainly caught the Spartans, and they needed to wait until the second half to get going. But here come the Capers. Tara Isama had a touch there, and now running it up is Toronto captain Hannah Chown. She's looking to rally her team here, get an early goal. They do it! Oh my! It's Hannah Chown with the assist. Played nicely to Ann Yeomans, the leading scorer of this team, who was awaiting her first here at Nationals.
Wonderful 60-yard run from Hannah Chown all the way up the pitch. Takes it through a couple Capers just to slip it in for that finish from Yeomans, who was looking for that from yesterday as well.
Absolutely. She had 2 shots in the semifinal. 1 was on target, but none found the back of the net until now. So sure, maybe not as fast as Maddie Ma in the quarterfinal, but still very fast within the first 5 minutes here of this match.
It's fast enough when you want to settle in with having the lead, and you know you could calm down, a little less stressful now for them.
First Nationals goal for Yeomans, and First national point for Hannah Chown. As it has been a while since Toronto was in the Nationals. They've had 3 appearances. This is their 4th. It was 2009, 2013, and then 2019. And one thing about the Varsity Blues, they may not have been here many times, but every time they are here, they close out with a win. They won bronze in 2019, defeating, by the way, the Capers 3-0 in that quarterfinal. You played in that game, Allie.
Did. It was quite the intense one up in Victoria, BC. It was quite chilly as well.
And of course, that set them on a path to, I should say they didn't win bronze. I should specify, they defeated CBU in the quarterfinal to set them on the path to win bronze. They actually defeated Acadia on a 0-0 draw going to penalties. And we do see that in a number of big medal games where it's very tight, the scoring is very difficult.
And that's what you expect from a tournament like this one going into those games. Both teams obviously very good coming in, and they both want it. If it was a blowout, it just wouldn't be the same. Wouldn't be as intense.
No, I mean, we have seen it all in this tournament, Allie, and by tomorrow I'll have it all finalized. But we've seen the comebacks in the second half. We've seen dramatic swings. We've also seen big throw-ins from Chown. Set up nicely. Oh my! Another goal for the Varsity Blues!
The Varsity Blues are looking to put away this game early.
Doing it off a long throw-in by Hannah Chown. She sets it up so well.
Again, those throw-ins are so dangerous. A nice flick. And just an easy tap in around the keeper. That was a great touch to go around her and tap that
Maddie Ma. Okay, second goal of the tournament for Ma, who had to have her ears burning after we were talking about her. We see Godoy trash with her first save of the match, and a nasty collision there.
Both players are down.
It's Tara Isama, the striker there for the Capers. Right now, the University of Toronto Varsity Blues women are all huddled up, and they also have a 2-0 lead in the 8th minute here. The men, by the way, also in the 5th place Consolation game. That's happening in Toronto. They are the hosts of the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship. You can catch exclusive coverage of tomorrow's gold medal final between the York Lions and Mount Royal Cougars beginning 2 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. The women's final, by the way, goes at 5 p.m. Eastern. So what a start, Allie. I mean, we are going to keep an eye as well on Tara Isama, who is down. She had the collision there with Godoy Trash, but just going back to what we just saw and the fast-paced, almost effortless way that Toronto's been able to mount a 2-goal lead.
Yes, they're on every ball inside the box, and they're trying to make everyone count, like we've seen so far with the 2 goals. Cape Breton's really going to have to tie down that defense and get that ball out quickly, or else Toronto's going to keep making them pay for the rest of the game.
So it started in the 4th minute, and Yeomans assisted by Hannah Chown, and then in the 7th minute, Maddie Ma with her 2nd of the tournament. She opened scoring for the Varsity Blues, and while Tara Isama is up, it's not a sight anyone wants to see. She's needing some assistance. We'll absolutely keep an eye on her. She has battled through a lot in some of the previous matches as well, taking some big physical play. She is the backup goalkeeper for the Capers, but is also a forward and managed to score that game winner yesterday.
Just looking back on that collision, she's coming in with a lot of speed. Godoy Trash grabs the ball and she just flips right over her.
Ooh. And also just the eyes being up, so not truly focused on what's happening, which is how you play the game. So as mentioned, we'll keep an eye there. But right now, the Capers finding themselves in a 2-goal deficit. Playing for national seeding here as the winner of this earns 5th. While the defeated team will fall 6th rather. And of course, the 2 teams who were eliminated in the consolation bracket yesterday, meaning they only have 2 matches played here at this year's tournament. It's the Guelph Griffins, the number 8 seed, the OUA finalists. They fell to the Capers, and then McMaster unable to get a goal on their home field here. Great rally. I mean, this is, Ali, there's got to be something to be said about when you're down early in a match, at least you truly have time to go, okay, let's assess the situation, make sure our goalkeeper, Ellie Lancaster, who, by the way, has been outstanding for this team, you know, let's make sure she's good. We don't concede anymore, and we get to work.
There's honestly no better time to be down than the beginning of the game. Honestly, after that, you have so much time to reassess, come back, change the strategy if needed. It's like Monopoly. This is a long game. You have lots of time.
And we have seen so many different stories play out in these. Some great goals, big comebacks. Look no further to the number 1 seed UBC Thunderbirds, who found themselves down by 2 goals early in the first half of their semifinal, although not even as early as this. They were able to cut the deficit in half before halftime, and then added 2 more in the second half. Leah DeCipio getting to work here along the right side.
That UBC game honestly shows the game is not over till it's over.
3rd straight start here at Nationals for DeCipio. Nice header play by Audrey Roy. Raw, who opened up tournament scoring overall in the 49th minute. That was against the number 5 seed RSEQ finalist Laval Rouge et Or. We'll be playing in tomorrow's bronze medal match against Trinity Western. Ellie Lancaster was the Consolation semifinal Nike player of the match, but she was able to do 9 saves for the clean sheet against Guelph. Lindsay Barwitzky, former McMaster Marauder, 4 seasons played at this very field before going to the University of Toronto, playing in her 5th year. And there, punched up, it's saved this time. Thought the Capers might catch a break.
Great save and a great turn and shot from McKinty. It's exactly what we want to see from the Capers after being down 2-0. Quick replay, great run from Hannaford all the way up. Manages to slip it through. Small touch from Toronto, but McKinty, great touch and great take, but not enough to go in on Godoya Trash.
Cassie McKinney in her first year from Mill Bay, BC. It's been so impressive to see what she's been able to do. She's always had a presence in this tournament, despite coming off the bench for 7 minutes against Laval and then playing 27 minutes yesterday. Corner opportunity, gets punched out once more. Godoya Trash. Plenty of communication. The sidelines. Is now Olivia Albright getting to work, finds DeCipio. And a beautiful lofty pass, gets it back into the box, now dancing at the top. Julia Cochran for the Varsity Blues gets a good clear. Capers building though. finding their way inside the penalty area of the Varsity Blues.
A lot of ball bouncing in the offensive third for that Cape Breton team. They just have to get control of that in the box, bring it down, and see if they can get a shot off.
In the 15th minute of the Consolation final, and already Varsity Blues up 2 goals on Cape Breton. Currently 4 degrees Celsius in Hamilton. And very definitively the best weather we've had, Allie, for the 3 days here of this tournament. No rain. There's certainly some cloud, but overall, no wind. A beautiful, still evening here in southern Ontario.
Ironic, since we have the least amount of games today.
I feel like that's just part of it. Of course, the days where you're having to roll through 4 matches, that's when it's rainy and wet. Lucic, she's dangerous, one to watch as the Capers swarm. Able to close out, but finding a way in, Yeomans. And Yeomans, the leading scorer for Toronto through the regular season, had 7 goals. That's the most on her team. No assists. 3 of those 7 were game winners. And she couldn't really find a way to get on the score sheet through the playoffs. That wasn't necessary. They had 3 different goal scorers to get them those 1-0, the trio of 1-0 victories for the OUA championship. But to have her here in this match, get on the board, it's got to mean something. Here comes Barwitzki. And a header now. Barwitzki once more. Played the full 90 yesterday, 75 in the quarterfinal. 5th year from Sarnia, Ontario.
Looks like we're going to get another long throw into the box, which so far has proven effective for the Toronto Varsity Blues.
Chown with the throw in. This time the Capers able to get it out of harm's way. It's the Varsity Blues with just 2 shots in this game. Both have been on target. Both have found the back of the net. Cape Breton has tested Godoy a trash 1 so far. Barwitzki ending her U Sports soccer career tonight in the very place where she started it. Been an active and engaged presence so far. Lucic comes flying in, but a takeaway for the Capers.
Great step from Alibi to get in front of that ball. Not only in front of that ball, but between the ball and the player to prevent her from running through it.
Some patience here from Audrey Roy. And now a takeaway for Ines Delomel. Quick possession changes here as Cape Breton tries to get on the move. Charlie Mitchell, number 15 for the Capers, the captain. Hails from Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Great ball from McKinty.
And that gives the Capers some room to move. Back to McKinty now. Oh my, and it's just wide this time on the left side.
McKinty very effective today. Every time on the ball, she's trying to create something, getting them further up that pitch, which is exactly what you need, being down 2-0. If she keeps this up, she could cut this lead in half for them.
She didn't have any shots in the last 2 matches, and now making her presence known. Maddie Ma leading Toronto scoring in this tournament. Earned her 2nd of the U Sports Championship in the 7th minute.
Great work ethic from DeCipio, just winning that ball back against two of the Toronto Blues.
Spending plenty of time in the Capers half, though. It's easy to track as the Capers half is the side that's furthest away from Allie and I. So our necks are craned as we watch on. Barwitzki. Nice play, a 1v1 though, and the Capers come through. Once again, Mitchell showing her strength. Plays in League One Alberta, an academic All-Canadian. Barwitzki blocked by Olivia Albright from Ottawa, Ontario, and her third year of eligibility. The most goals scored in a single match this tournament so far. That goes, oh, and it's wide on the short side here. Yeomans had eyes for it.
A little more difficult when you have a bunch of players in front of you.
As I was saying, the most goals scored in a single match this tournament this far has been 4. That's by the Montreal Carabins, who will be taking on the reigning, defending, back-to-back champion UBC Thunderbirds in tomorrow's gold medal game. Montreal's been pure dominance. 6 goals to none conceded so far. And the Capers now will try a different way to cut through the noise, forcing the save by Godoy Trash.
Hannaford going for that long shot, which ideally could work, but you got to get that ball up and over the keeper. There's no chance you're getting that 45 yards out on the ground.
Godoy Trash made 6 saves in yesterday's 2-0 victory. Little heel pass to Chown, flying up the left side. Looking for some space. She gets it to Lucic. Patience, back now to Barwitzki. Some extended time here in the attacking third. Capers looking to clear. Paige Allaby staying, or check that, Brianna Campbell staying with her. Julia Cochran doing the work as well in the midfield. Cochran up high, a header, it's punched out. That was so close as well.
Again, great tip from Lancaster, managing to get off the ground there and touch the ball right under the bar. Seeing this great ball played in. Toronto ready for that. But Lancaster with just a perfect touch over that bar to prevent that ball going in. Toronto still putting the pressure on. They want another one.
And now they have a corner. Lucic to deliver. Beautifully placed and grabbed there by Lancaster. Ellie Lancaster from Fall River, Nova Scotia.
Again, the Capers are going to have to play a little more aggressive on defense. Stop allowing so much time for that Toronto offense to shoot, slip in behind the back. They're going to have to put a body in, put a tackle in.
Well, and this is who you want with the ball right now. Grace Hannaford, their leading scorer. Still looking for her first of the tournament, and it's kept at bay by Godoy Trash.
Great left foot take. You just honestly, you want to get in closer, but the Toronto Varsity Blues defense is just not allowing it.
Grace Hannaford, a fourth year from Enfield, Nova Scotia, has started every match for the Capers this season. Now, Great Breton with a corner. Olivia Albright puts it up. It's headed out by Brianna Campbell. Capers stay with it this time. Audrey Roy had sent it back into the penalty area. Now Hannaford from distance, it's skied.
Hannaford really wants that far shot out.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hannaford's shot is the fourth for Cape Breton of this match. Same as Toronto has been able to output. Although the Varsity Blues with 3 on target, 2 goals right now. Cape Breton chipping away, still early yet in the 26th minute. If you're joining us, this is the Consolation final, the fight for 5th, as I like to say. And also a chance to end your season with a win. Out come the Blues. With Leah DeCipio faster at it. Lancaster helping as well. DeCipio's energy never wanes. She's always like an Energizer bunny. And you know her, Allie. Is that a fair assessment, or is that just game mode?
Definitely a fair assessment. She's constantly going and moving. It's quite impressive. Wouldn't we all want to be like that?
Yes, I would love that. Ellie Lancaster once more comes out to play it. Definitely feels like the Capers are getting on the same page, but the foot race can't be won there.
Again, there's great ball movement at the back from the Capers. Just want to bring that further up the pitch, get that same type of ball movement around the front, get the defense moving so they could get some good, valuable shots on net.
Godoya Trash with the goal kick, and hails from Mississauga, Ontario in her 3rd year. And Allie, it'd be great to get your take on this. When you look at the players who are in their 3rd year, so potentially 2 more with the team, you know, are you seeing this as potentially sort of a peak or a high point of their development, and then it just gets better, or is it more 4th and 5th years where you see that? How does it play out?
No, you definitely start to see that switch up coming in that even 2nd year, 3rd year, coming into those, you start to see that switch. After that 1st year, all the nerves are kind of gone. They're settling in with the team, really finding their place, and start to become leaders in that 2nd year.
Really settling into it. Of course, this Toronto team anchored by the leadership of Barwitzky and Lucic, who we just saw. Lucic is maybe a great example of what you said. 2nd year from Maple, Ontario. Had herself a great season. 3 goals, 2 assists.
Great move from Hannaford.
Oh my, but Chown just comes flying right in. Chown, whose sisters are in the crowd watching. She's the youngest of 7 daughters. 5 of them are here watching her on. The 6 is as well, just not in person. Through the legs there, Hannah Anderson just watching. Cape Breton looking to crack the scoreboard here in the 30th minute. How different it feels to go from 2-0 to 2-1. A great header by Chown. And now comes Toronto in quick. Ines Delomel once more. Delomel did not play in the quarterfinal on Thursday, but did start yesterday, 66 minutes. One to watch, number 24 for the Varsity Blues, as she came off the bench to score a game winner in a quarterfinal of the OUA playoffs against Ottawa.
Great idea from Audrey Hua. Just if she's going to send that ball up, she has to do it with a little more power, and McKinty has to have that diagonal run towards the ball.
Lots of space on the field right now. Chow with some options, Barwitzki calling for it. Working up the left flank once more. Nice touch to put it ahead for Delomel. It's lofty, it's high, and this time Lancaster, no sweat. Mitchell with a touch, gets it into the middle, now Hannaford. Opts for the pass. Maddie Maw is right on her. Quick little circle by Paige Allaby, second leading scorer for CBU this season. For the Capers, overall today is match number 18 for this 2025-2026 team. Well, for the Varsity Blues, this is match number 20. Here at Nationals, though, the Varsity Blues have played, prior to this, 11 matches, so this is number 12. Their record overall, 6 wins, 4 losses, 1 tie. There was a time when that happened at this tournament. Now there must be winners decided.
Again, you never want to see a tie because it only means you're playing for 30 extra minutes. You're bound to get tired, and it's going to take a toll on you when you have those quick turnarounds between games.
Although in the consolation bracket, the overtime is wiped and it would go straight to penalties. But right now, the Capers will need to score at least 1 to get going on a comeback. Again, no rush, still time here in the 33rd minute. For the Capers, this is their 41st, yes, 41 national matches for Cape Breton, as this is their 16th appearance at the tournament. They are 14-time conference champions as well. Just impressive stuff. Their first nationals appearance was back in 2003. Battle in the midfield here. Capers now watching on. Of course, plenty of exciting playoff action in play for U Sports. The top 2 teams in Canadian football will descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup. That's Saturday, November 22nd. But first, the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls. That's next Sunday. It all starts noon Eastern time. That'll decide who gets to play in the Vanier. Catch complete coverage of the Vanier Cup on CBC Television, CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca.
Another shot from Audrey Hua. Again, from outside the 18, we really need them. If they want to score, they have to penetrate the back line and get in behind for those closer shots on the goalie.
We've seen a few, more than a few from distance now.
Looks like 2 players went down, both of them holding their head. Clark still down.
Her teammates coming over.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
teams just taking a moment as we have another injury on the field. Of course, both now have been the Capers. Tara Isama early on in this match. Meanwhile, the Toronto Varsity Blues huddled together, having a conversation. They put up an early 2-0 lead. If you're just joining us, it got going in the 4th minute. Ann Yeomans, assisted by Hannah Chown, the captain. And the tally added to in the 7th minute by Maddie Ma, her second of the tournament. So far, Allie, again, these are two teams who don't get to see each other very often. I can quickly just remind you of the last 2 meetings. 2019, said it earlier, a quarterfinal Toronto defeat of Cape Breton 3-0 in Victoria, BC. Varsity Blues going on to finish 5th that year, so winning the consolation game. And then in 2013, another quarterfinal meeting with Cape Breton. That time, the Capers defeated Toronto 1-0 in Toronto. Capers went on to finish 4th, though, after a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to Alberta in that bronze medal game. Leaving the field, Haley Clark, at least on her own power. Lancaster having some words. Just hate to see it's the final match of the season for these two teams. They had to battle, they had to fight to get even into this after dropping their quarterfinals. You head into the consolation bracket. Crowd in Hamilton all bundled up. A brisk 4 degrees Celsius.
Hatfield coming into the game for Clark.
She's been fun to watch. Madeline Hatfield, 4th year from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Bronze medal in the Canadian Games. Or pardon me, the Canada Games. She's also a 3-time AUS champion, and right now the Capers needing to defend. Third goal feels truly like Everest if they are to make it. Of course, the Varsity Blues not letting up.
Ideally, if you're a Caper, you really don't want to concede that third goal, making it harder to come back. But by the looks of it, Toronto's not going to make it easy for them. They want that third goal. They want to get that big lead early.
I truly believe that 2-0 win that they secured over McMaster yesterday just ignited that identity, what they know about themselves as a team that is organized, is solid. And then here on the national stage, the fact that they've been here, this is their 4th appearance, but they've always done well. And they have a winning record, by the way, with that 6 wins, 4 losses, and a tie. Here on the national stage, it's not that easy to get wins. The Capers, despite this being their 41st match, have 11 wins here on the national stage. Of course, one of them was for the gold back in 2007. That's something that the Varsity Blues have never experienced. They do have 1 medal here, a bronze. Hannaford is watching the ball go by.
Again, just misplayed by McKinty. You really want to get, she's already on the run. You have to play that in front of her so she doesn't have to backtrack.
And when you get Hannaford on the run, that's dangerous. So much speed. Audrey Raw. Cassie McKinty floats it to Hannaford. McKinty once more. It's great block by Ines Delomel. Delomel from Toronto, Ontario. 2nd year. We have a corner here for the Capers. Let's see what they can get done. Can they make good in the 40th minute on a set piece? Finds the side of the net.
Just a little too much curve on that. Not sure if she was going for that Olympico or if that was just a miss hit, but ideally you want to try and get that ball inside the box every chance you get.
McKenna Bowser, a fourth year, one of our players to watch. She has, this is her third start of this year's tournament. A great ball from Godoya Trash to set up the Varsity Blues. The run just stalled on the far side. The Capers are deep in their own territory. Bowser, a psychology student, 4 points in the regular season, 3 goals and an assist. And you know these women well, Allie, and their personalities and what drives them. And what have they had to say so far about this tournament, just overall, and this experience?
Overall, like all the players, it's just a great opportunity, and everybody loves the experience coming to get to play the best of the best out here. So really trying to maximize every opportunity they have to play and perform at their best.
Cape Breton's coach, Ness Timmons, as it has been for 30 years. He has taken this team to all 16 now of their appearances at this tournament. That's some pretty good stats when you consider through 30 years, just over half of those you've been able to make it all the way into November. Representing the Atlantic. As mentioned, Cape Breton's most recent medal at this event, 2018. A bronze medal. Consolation final, and the Capers with a throw in here. Inside the box, headed out. Paige Allaby had a touch on it. Up well high now. Julia Cochran looking to control it for the Varsity Blues. Grace Hannaford once more. Finds the middle, Mitchell.
Great ball.
Oh my, floats it ahead. Well timed by Godoya Trash. Lucic. DeCipio to Mitchell once more for the Capers. Hannaford is hoping to slip and find one of her teammates, but out comes Lindsay Barwitzki now. She plays it to the box. Kept out at the 18. Capers looking to get going here. Cassie McKinty. She had to get around a Varsity Blues player in Brianna Campbell.
Again, with all the goalies of this tournament playing so aggressively, staying high in their box, those long balls right down the middle are not going to work. The goalie's going to come out, collect that, and with this game, waste time, because why not? She has it.
Two very well-coached programs. You have to be if you become one of the top 8 teams in the country to be at a U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. The host university gets a berth. And for Toronto, their first 2 appearances at this tournament were as hosts. Both of those resulting in 5th place finals. In fact, all 3 of their consolation finals now have been based in Ontario, just the way things go. In the 45th minute here, We'll watch for the added time as there were 2 notable injuries. Fourth official saying a minimum of 5 minutes here of added time.
It's a lot of extra time, and it will go slow being tacked onto this half.
Big opportunity here for Cape Breton to head into the locker room. At least a goal on the scoreboard. They've been getting close, but not threatening too deeply. And that'll certainly change the pace as Hannah Chow comes flying through. Great burst of speed from the captain.
Little too much on that pass from Audrey Roy. Great look, though. Looking to really make it quickly up that line.
Raw, the 2025 AUS Championship MVP. She had 3 assists through that. Along the ground to Brianna Campbell. Over on the far side this time, Toronto looking for room on the right. Back into the middle it goes. This time the Capers. Playing it over to the far side once more. A great ball and an almost header. One of the better looks so far, just didn't connect. The timing off for Raw, but dangerous indeed.
But amazing decoy from Alibi, making it to that corner and getting that cut back for an opportunity for Roy to get on the end of it.
Beautiful ball now. Mitchell skips it into the box. Yeomans setting up the Blues as they come down the line. From distance, it's well wide.
Something you really got to look out for with these Toronto Blues is that transition piece. When they win that ball back, they're looking to attack quickly, and they're always looking to send that winger down the line.
Lancaster gets it all the way to Roy.
Unfortunately, those numbers up top. Roy surrounded by 3 Toronto Varsity Blues.
Yeah, the white kit swarming. And a foul. Been few of those so far in this match. Definitely a different type of physicality in this game. It's understandable too, these 2 teams, the only 2 in this year's tournament that of course will have played 3 matches in 3 straight days. Tomorrow's 2 medal games, of course, allowed for today to be a rest day for those sides. It's up. Great header by Chown once more to set up her team. Don't have the numbers. But Ines Delamel doing the work herself. Puts it up once more. And Lucic, right about where she scored from yesterday. Campbell. Setting up Cochran, now back. Barwitzki to Chown. They give and go. Barwitzki, the top of the box. Cochran. It's a bump from Cassie McKinty. It's a foul.
Doesn't seem like a very dangerous place to take a kick, but if they manage to get this in behind the back, it could be very dangerous for the Capers. Could ideally want to head this out as quick as possible.
Emilia Lucic. Capers able to manage that well, although the Blues still within striking danger. My goodness, Ellie Lancaster having to come out.
A lot of contact with the keeper on that one. Got a little twisted up. But again, with both players going up for that ball, bound to see something. Just see Lancaster coming for that ball. Campbell just coming in after. Doesn't really see Lancaster coming. Get a little tied up.
Lancaster very active here in the first half. He's made 3 big saves so far. Throw in by Chown once more. Stays inside, and great effort by the Capers. That'll do for the first 45. A 2-goal lead for the Toronto Varsity Blues, established in the 4th minute. Yeomans, and then added 2 in the 7th by Maddie Mall. When we return, we'll have more highlights from the first half and get to know some more of these players. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Unbelievable! History has repeated itself!
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Stadium in Hamilton, Ontario. It's the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, and on day 3, this is the only match, the Consolation Final for 5th place. And right now, the OUA champion Toronto Varsity Blues lead 2-0 over the Cape Breton Capers, the AUS champions. And before the tournament got underway, we got to know a little bit more about 4th-year Caper McKenna Bowser.
Hi, my name is McKenna Bowser. I'm a 4th-year left fullback for the Cape Breton Capers. I'm from a small town in Nova Scotia called Truro, and it just started out of a U4 Timbits organization there. Yeah, my dad played for the University of PEI, played soccer in provincial as well for Team Nova Scotia and all that, so I guess I just followed his footsteps. You know, originally it wasn't a school that was on my radar, but over the years and through Ness it grew to be a place I definitely call home now. Soccer, I think I love the compete level and like the grind it takes like day in and day out, and I feel like it shapes other aspects of your life within that. I'd say probably my work ethic has changed a lot. Knowing that over the summer, you know, you have to be there for your team, for yourself, and just putting that work in behind the scenes that when you're not behind the scenes, it really shows. And I feel like having that in the back of my mind always has like driven me to become better. Yeah. I feel like my confidence level has grown a lot, which I feel like comes with year to year throughout university and stuff, but definitely like leadership. I feel like this year I've taken on a stronger role. I'm not a captain, but I say take every chance you get. You know, in my rookie year as well, I wasn't a 90-minute player like I am now, and I feel like people can get caught up in that sometimes. And so I feel like if you just take what you can get and make the most out of it, every year you're going to grow, and you're going to, even if you don't end up playing 90 minutes, it doesn't matter. You're there for yourself and your team and working hard. So like this year is a bit different. We lost 2 of our bigger players that were our goal scorers, I'd say. But we definitely didn't let that pull us down. You know, we used it to drive us and find our other strengths. And so I think this season wasn't exactly the season that we thought it would be, I guess you could say. But in playoffs, we definitely had one of the best playoff runs we've ever had. Maybe not from the scoreline, but we felt that we were more connected as a team during that playoff journey. And yeah.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Elle revient toujours. Impossible de t'en débarrasser. Nicotine. Si elle entre dans ta vie, elle ne te lâche plus. Même consommée occasionnellement, la nicotine peut provoquer une dépendance.
Over the Cape Breton Capers in this consolation final for 5th place. We got to know a little bit more of Varsity Blues, number 20, Naomi Atem, second year out of Unionville, Ontario.
My name's Naomi Atem. I'm a striker and I play for the University of Toronto Varsity Blues. It started maybe when I was about like 5 years old, just like kicking the ball at school. I was always like the type to like play like at recess, like with the boys. And then eventually like my parents like put me into like recreational soccer and I just always loved it. Like my whole family kind of loves it. So it was like natural. Yeah, my dad's a big soccer fan. He played back in his day, not as good as me, but yeah. Yeah, I think like just growing up, like for me, the most fun part about soccer was scoring goals, and that's what brought me the most like excitement. So I just like always like gravitated towards like being an attacker, and then I was like in between like maybe winger and striker, but I think striker like in the middle is like my best position. I would like to say I am like direct. I like to like in like creative. I would say I like to, like, I'm good like with my back to goal, so I'm good at like linking up and like creating from the middle and like spraying passes to the wings. And then I would like to say like I'm pretty good like in the air, like crosses into the box. And yeah, I try to believe in myself and like be confident and, you know, not let, you know, one bad moment like define like the rest of the game or the rest of the practice, and try to be like a goldfish to just like, you know that I can do whatever I put my mind to, and I just need to like put in the work, and I have the ability.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
U Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veraburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, et par and by BioSteel.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC and the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship from Hamilton, Ontario. Right now, the fifth place game. Toronto Varsity Blues, the OUA champion Toronto Varsity Blues for the first time ever this season, coming in with a 2-0 lead established early in the fourth minute. Ali Rowe, you know how to score goals. You had 77 in your U Sports career, and these were some beauties here by the Blues.
Just tremendously placed from them, really looking at where that goalie's positioning and where you can slip it in behind. Honestly, some great throws too to lead to these opportunities. Little lucky on that one with that first touch, but again, half of scoring goals might be just luck.
And Yeomans with the first, assisted by Hannah Chown, and then that was honestly one of the Capers' best shots on target so far.
Have had some opportunities again, all from far outside the box, like you can see here. In order for them to put some in the back of the net, I think they really got to get in closer. Another great opportunity from Toronto. But Cape Breton is not giving up just yet. They're getting many opportunities just outside the box. And the more they try, the more dangerous they're going to get.
They were certainly building in, especially the latter part of the first half. The stats are very even, though, despite the score being a 2-goal gulf. We'll take another look here. Maria Godoy, a trash.
And that chance right there, I think that chance, if that would have went in, could have changed that end of that second half.
Well, if they want to mount the comeback, it starts with getting that first and potentially getting it early here in the second half. Shots 5-4, with Toronto having a slight edge, and same with those on target. Fairly clean game so far, just one foul apiece. And interesting because during the halftime break, it became official that the first ever Northern Super League team to head to an NSL final the Vancouver Rise, and they did it on penalties. And in that match, 8 yellow cards, Allie.
8 yellow cards.
We are not seeing that same kind of physicality here, although we did see a lot of that in yesterday's semifinals. We'll tee up as well the times to remember for tomorrow as we get set for the bronze medal and then gold medal matches for this year's event. Time goes by so quickly. The first 2 days, 4 matches apiece, starts with quarterfinal Thursday. That's where the Varsity Blues and the Capers were both upset as the higher seeded teams. For the Varsity Blues, it was a 3-1 loss to Trinity Western. Trinity Western, the Canada West finalists, will take on the RSEQ finalists Laval Rouge et Or, and it was the Rouge et Or who took down the Capers 2-1. A game that started with a 1-0 lead for Cape Breton. Did open scoring early in the second half, Allie. I remember that quite cleanly. It was Audrey Roy in the 49th minute, so they were able to adjust in that match when it was 0-0. Let's see how they can get going here.
But again, a trend we have been seeing is teams really struggling to keep that lead once they have it, especially when they get one early. So this game could have anything in store for us.
And there have been goals in every single game. In fact, the Capers' 1-0 victory yesterday is the only so far 1-0 finish in this tournament. And sometimes there are U Sports Women's Soccer Championships where there's very few goals scored. Just the way it goes has been very offensively heavy. Could certainly change, of course, as you put a medal or a national title on the line. In that gold medal final, number 1 and number 2 seeds, the Canada West champion UBC Thunderbirds, wanting to be the first ever team to three-peat as champions. They have gone back-to-back twice. Meanwhile, Montreal is chasing a 5th national title. And they have just been outstanding. Only team that's yet to concede a goal in this tournament. And Allie, that can sometimes be a detriment when you maybe haven't faced that little sting of adversity that UBC has.
It's a little bit of pressure put on them for tomorrow as well, especially if you're trying to keep that not being able to score on you.
Here's Grace Hannaford trying to get things going. Roy is placed inside the box. Trying to get the ball into her. In for support, McKenna Bowser as well. And it finds the outside of the netting.
Good footwork from Grace Hannaford on that one. Dancing her way down the end line into the box. Trying to slip that ball in, just unlucky with the Toronto Varsity Blues stepping into that net, hitting the outside of the net.
Still looking for her first goal of the postseason. Now a corner. Bowser placed beautifully back out. Deliveries have been clean on the corners so far. Trying to find a curve. That one again to the outside of the net, just on the other side.
Thought that might have been a goal right there from our favorite corner, getting some action today.
Our favorite corner, not because we've actually seen that much scoring from it. It's just the most loved it has felt, especially on day one. One thing these two teams can enjoy is knowing that they are wrapping up their appearance here in what is likely the best conditions expected in Hamilton, but Yeoman's trying to get ahead. Ellie Lancaster thwarts that.
Very dangerous ball to play back to your keeper. You want to make sure it can get there as soon as possible so she doesn't have to do all that extra running to come out.
Especially when Yeoman's gets a step on it. 5th year from Calgary, Alberta, and mentioned that she is the leading scorer through the regular season for the Varsity Blues. Team that wasn't really necessarily stacking individual stats, one that really relied heavily on defense and low-scoring affairs.
Captain Hannah Chown getting her touches in today, making a lot of runs forwards, covering some yards this game.
Scored the OUA championship game-winning goal, 1-0 against Guelph. And a career that has been remarkable for Chown, one that not only includes a rich on-field presence, but also a vibrant effort in the community, a leader in all facets. Capers trying to push through. We're now in the 49th minute. Toronto managing this possession. Hannaford forced to run all through the field. Chown with a beautiful slip. And it's up for Yeomans. Great effort by Sarah Baker.
Chown proving to be quite the effective center back, just taking it to the Capers, charging into the center of that field and managing to slip those balls in for those strikers.
Sarah Baker, a rookie with the Capers from St. John's, New Brunswick, did not play in yesterday's semifinal, but did play a full 90 on Thursday. One of these teams will get to end their season with a win, although not with a medal. This is the consolation final for 5th place. Toronto, one of the 4 teams at this year's tournament that were not here last year. Capers trying to build up on the right side. They stick with it. Charlie Mitchell keeps it in bounds.
Just a little bit of a lack of communication there with Mitchell.
Blues now. Taking it just outside the 18. Through for Yeomans once more. Quick block by the Capers. Ali Rowe, a former Caper herself, now plays with League One in Ontario. How are you liking the play so far? I mean, when you consider Hannah Chown, who's been doing so much now for the Varsity Blues, trying to just keep adding to their already impressive lead established early.
It's great to see the opportunities that are being taken, especially from Hannah Chown. Being a center back, really wanting to charge towards that net and even potentially get a shot off for herself, getting right up to the 18 there and getting involved in every opportunity to score.
Lucic finds some support, and Lancaster has it. That's Samantha Gravina, a second half substitution rather. Number 16 for the Varsity Blues. And while I keep saying blue, 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 they are in their white kit. The Capers are in their green. The Capers, so far the only team that I've seen get to wear all of their kits at this tournament.
There's actually 4 kits they can put on.
That's impressive.
There's quite a few kits they have back.
So
back
what
in
is
their
what is the
locker room.
other option?
There's the black and white that we've seen, the green, and they have an orange kit as well.
Full orange. That makes
Yes.
sense, yeah, because they had the white with the orange sort of striping and
there's
some
stripes
blocking.
at the top, and the other one is the opposite of that with orange and the white part at the top.
Okay. See, the more you know. For the Varsity Blues, we've seen them in their white kits. That's what they wore in the quarterfinal. They were in all blue yesterday with their first win of the tournament.
Quite like the white kits. I might like them more than the blues. They're very clean, sharp.
Very clean.
Wouldn't want to get a grass stain on one of those, though.
right now, Toronto staying on the trend that when they find themselves in a 5th place final, they win. These two teams have never met each other in this exact match. It's been quarterfinal meetings prior to. Varsity Blues in their half here, deep in their own territory. We're in the 55th minute. A dedicated crowd. I still hear cowbells, Allie.
Although it's not my favorite, it seems to be the crowd's favorite type of noisemaker when coming to a game.
Well, the Capers put it on Godoy Trash. Of course, she's able to track it with ease.
Good take, another takeout wide from McDougall for the Capers. Again, still struggling to get closer to the net, get inside that box.
Toronto looking to spend some time in the other half. Team, like so many others, that prides itself on its chemistry and how close that they've developed as a unit this year. Overall through the regular season, 6-5-2, so did face adversity. But managed to have that perfect run in the postseason to get here. See Samantha Gravina, neuroscience student, with the throw in. Beautiful ball in. Julia Cristoveo for the Varsity Blues, another second half substitution. In U Sports, you can make a number of substitutions during the halftime. And we've seen that, a great rotation. In fact, the Capers, I believe, have nicely allowed minutes for so many of their players.
It's good to have those players who could just hop off on the bench, come into the game, give those you may have started a rest before maybe putting them back in or keeping them on the bench, depending on how those others come in.
Now, a player we have not seen return is Tara Isama. She did go down with an injury early here. She started this match and, of course, scored the big game winner yesterday to ensure that her team could get here. Plenty of championship moments incoming as the top two teams in Canadian football will descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup. November 22nd, you can get your tickets for the Party on the Prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup in Regina. Chase the glory. Lucic to Cristoveo. Cristoveo didn't quite have the open channel she thought, but still the Varsity Blues get it to the 18. Leah DeCipio.
Bowser using that speed to keep that ball in play.
Christy McKinty is up there. Cassie McKinty. Now Hannah Chown. This has truly felt like her match. Well in control. Not only having that assist on the first goal, but the beautiful throw in to set up Maddie Maw. Yeomans in a 1v1. Capers come through. And there's some debate from the crowd.
Again, that was a great battle between Hatfield and Yeomans.
Madeline Hatfield, the player who subbed in as Tara Izama went off with an injury, and it was in this half of the field.
Clark actually
Ooh.
came in for Haley Clark's injury.
Yes, my apologies. There were two that happened in the first half for the Capers. Toronto's head coach, Angelo Cavaluzza, mentioned that his entire team is here in Hamilton. It makes sense. They are just down the road, but it meant so much for him to make sure that every member of his team knew, hey, you're part of this, and this matters, so be here with us. He also talked about the fact that he was very fortunate that the Varsity Blues were at full strength coming into this.
It's very important even for those young players who may not get as many minutes, knowing that they are part of the team and getting the opportunity to still come and experience this.
A kick for the Capers. Still looking for that first goal, Hannaford. Beautiful cut back. Oh, and it's cleared by the Varsity Blues Yeomans. She tries to corral it. Has the support of Lucic. McKenna Bowser able to win that 1v1. Great positioning by number 26.
Again, so many dangerous balls coming in the box for those Capers. Nobody's been able to get on the end of one yet. So close, but have not been able to get that extra inch to touch that ball and redirect it.
Just one of those matches right now for Cape Breton. You're absolutely right. They're matching Toronto with shots 5 apiece, even shots on target 3 apiece. However, for U of T, they were able to make good on the very first 2. They tested Ellie Lancaster, and of course, one of them was just a beautiful tap in by Maddie Mon. And that was because Lancaster was battling for it and over-directed one way. That's not going to stop Cape Breton. Continuing this build-up now.
Unlucky, just a few steps offside. Really got to watch when somebody's dribbling inside. They're sucking your player in. You have to watch that you're still staying in line with the rest of the defense.
In the 62nd minute of the Consolation final, U of T holding on to a 2-0 lead over the Capers. And Hannah Chown, I feel like she woke up today and said, this match is mine. This match is ours for this team that she loves so much. One of the many players who, being in her 5th year, endured the COVID year, a lot of uncertainty, and she told us before the tournament, you know, looking back at it, of course, she would never want the same thing to play out, but given the circumstances that were handed to her, she appreciated what she called a soft landing when it came to U Sports, and knowing how much rookies have to take on right away.
Shows the confidence she has in her team today, the way she's playing, the way she's performing, taking that ball up like we've seen so many times before, and having the confidence that somebody else is going to cover her in the back and step into her center back position.
You can see why this is a championship team, a team that managed to earn the program's first ever conference banner. Season to remember for all these players. And this is the way it goes in the national championship tournament, where you have 2 conference champions playing in a consolation final. 2 runner-ups will be going for bronze tomorrow. For Cape Breton, they are the only AUS team in this year's event, representing the Atlantic well.
It's all you can hope for if you don't get an opportunity to win that first game. Just putting your best foot forward and representing your conference.
And while the women, by the way, are in this consolation final for U of T with a 2-0 lead, the men are at home in Toronto, currently down 2 in the same 5th place game. Of course, the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship is also this weekend. You can catch exclusive coverage of tomorrow's gold medal final between the York Lions, Mount Royal Cougars, 2 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. While I'm reading that, keeping an eye on another big save there. Although Godoy Atrash, pardon me, has been so dialed in throughout this entire tournament.
Crazy to hear the situation Toronto's in here, and the exact opposite is happening back home for their men's team.
The way she goes sometimes. And of course, they're at home as well. So the only time that, this is only, rather, I should say, the second time that the University of Toronto Varsity Blues, well, before I get to that thought.
Big foul. Maybe not the most necessary when you do have so many numbers back behind you to cover you, where they can step in and you could drop back and cover in behind. That way we don't have a foul so close in on net when we're already down 2-0. See a lot of grabbing of the shoulder, and just the arm goes up here fully to extend and run through her instead of changing direction with the ball.
It's McKenna Bowser in green and Julia Cristoveo for the Varsity Blues, and we do see a couple substitutions at this time as well that we'll get you up to speed with. Cristoveo had a start in the quarterfinal, played 68 minutes, had 1 shot on target. Also had a shot on target through 24 minutes off the bench yesterday. Cristoveo inside the box. The Capers able to clear now after, as Ali Rowe mentioned, a big foul. Still pressing Yeomans. Can't get around Madeline Hatfield.
Just looking in the box there, the numbers, the matchup, the Capers being outnumbered in their own box, which should never happen.
Cristoveo once more. Takes it herself. Leah DeCipio. Just given the way that this match is playing out here, Ali, I mean, has it felt like the Capers have had strong moments of control, or has it really just been on the back foot for this team?
They really had some great possession coming out of that first half, towards the end of that, making a lot of connections on the ball and creating opportunities, as you saw that ball in from Alibi to Audrey Roy, where she was just a little bit short there. And even coming into the second half, creating great opportunities, just not being able to get on the end of it in the box.
Grace Hannaford has been doing all she can to get this team going.
Again, it's just those numbers on offense. The Capers need to get up the field to support Hannaford while she's making these runs up top. There's just such a difference in how many numbers they're getting up compared to how many numbers the Varsity Blues are getting up to support that attack.
One thing that I appreciated from our conversation with the Capers heading into this tournament was so many of their players recognized that this was a team effort. Their head coach, of course, Ness Timmons, who you know quite well, coached his team to a 7-2-3 record, but noted, this was a tough year. Hannaford agreeing it was an easy road, and Lancaster saying they had to fight. And when we asked, Ali, when we asked, well, what didn't go smoothly? Timmins was very honest, goals. And here we are in a match where they desperately need to find the back of the net. And throughout the AUS championship run, they just had to score 2 apiece, and that's what they've got to do here. But my goodness, Godoy trash.
Remarkable save by Godoy trash, anticipating where that ball was going to go, and quite the athletic leap to prevent that one from going in. But again, with that save, that means our favorite corner getting more action today.
You've got a corner, everybody. Buckle up in the 70th minute here. Bowser. Headed out. Leah DeCipio right back on it. Oh, Godoy, a trash. It's like a force field right now.
Decent take from DeCipio, managing to turn her body around and still managed to get a shot that far out from the net.
Of course, mention that this is the only match on the schedule today. Capers will close it out along with the Toronto Varsity Blues. And for Cape Breton, of course, they had plans to be playing tomorrow had they won their quarterfinal. Yeomans on her own. A dangerous breakaway, and Yeomans will be the work of Leah DeCipio helping out Ellie Lancaster.
Great work from DeCipio. That's all you want. If you get beat as a defender, you want those other defenders to come track back, cover you, slow them down so you have time to track back and get in behind to support. And that's exactly what Leah DeCipio did there. But remarkable work by Yeomans, managing to get in one-on-one, almost on the goalie, but DeCipio just not allowing it.
Whew. Could feel it.
See Ellie Lancaster hyping DeCipio up in that one.
You got to give thanks, right? I'm sure the same goes the other way when Lancaster's made some big saves. Beautiful delivery by Chown once again. Just edging towards the woodwork.
It's looking like somebody's trying to get this Olympico goal today.
Yes, that's what that is absolutely what they've been trying to do. And they have the skill for a beautiful bend. There is no wind right now.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing one.
Chown once more from the corner. Barwitzki giving chase. Great play by the Varsity Blues.
Quick footwork on that far side from number 9, Antonia Figueroa.
Yeah, Figueroa is was a second half substitution as well. 4th year, Toronto native. Did not play in the quarterfinal, but did play yesterday. Had some minutes.
Already making an impact in this game so far.
We'll see the Capers maybe making some changes, although Paige Allaby, of course, a starter in all 3 of these national matches. A kick for the Blues.
Big kick, definitely not where you want the header to go. You don't want to give them more opportunities on those set plays in front of the net.
Cassie Chan for Toronto. Also a substitution here in the second half.
One of many substitutions Toronto has made in the second half.
They're feeling very confident, and rightly so right now in this 2-goal lead. Looking for a third from the corner now. Out come the Capers. They can't hold the numbers, though.
Just a very lengthy touch there from Grace Hannaford.
Defense strong from the midfielder, Julia Cochran. Beatrice Audon was looking for the pass. Now back in the midfield we go. Beatrice Audon has been a fun player to watch as well for the Varsity Blues. No starts here at this Nationals tournament, but having an impact very quickly. Played 15 minutes in the quarterfinal, and then the full second half yesterday had 2 shots, 1 on target. If you're just joining us, I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Allie Rowe, the 2024 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year, and so much more than that. What's a hidden talent you have that you can share with the crowd?
Hidden talent. I can juggle if that's a talent.
Absolutely. That's impressive. She can juggle. She can score goals.
What else I could do? I don't know. We'd have to unlock that maybe this weekend.
Right now, color commentary. You've been fantastic all weekend, and I'm so thrilled to be back with you tomorrow. Again, bronze medal game. Laval and Trinity Western, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, right here where you're watching this. And the gold medal.
2 very exciting games we'll see tomorrow.
Gold medal matchup, the Gladys Bean Memorial Trophy. That plays at 5 p.m. Eastern. Important to note the Pacific time zone there as well. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, as UBC will be taking on Montreal. By the way, Montreal's professional team, the Roses, will also be playing tomorrow in their final NSL game, taking on Toronto. Vancouver Eyes punching their ticket today. Maybe I won't say punching because there were so many yellow cards in that match.
Might have been actually punching at the end of that game.
And we mentioned the NSL because actually a former Cape Breton Caper is currently with AFC Toronto, Lauren Rowe. Yes, the exact same last name as our Allie Rowe. She put together a nice season, 11 games played, 6 starts with 1 goal and 2 assists. But more than that, that goal was epic in her NSL debut in Halifax. So a number of Capers were actually in the crowd to watch it. Allie, you were there.
I did manage to make my way out. It was great to see and amazing to support a fellow former teammate in her big debut.
She came off the bench late in the match and then scores the game winner. Of course, AFC Toronto, the inaugural Supporter Shield winners, meaning they're the regular season champions, and boy, do they have an epic season.
But again, just having that new NSL, a nice new professional opportunities for so many of these U Sport players playing in this tournament today.
We even have some NSL players who've been coaching teams. Pretty great to see. Molly Erickson actually is on this is with the McMaster Marauders. Janaea Robertson will be on the sideline tomorrow. She's with the Calgary Wild, but a very important Trinity Western alumna. And so I mentioned Lauren Rowe and AFC Toronto because they will be playing in Toronto, and so some of the Capers might be making their way there, and that's important. It's important to go and support one another as you move on, and this is the final match for both these teams on the field right now, including the graduating players. For Cape Breton, though, in this tournament, no listed 5th years. That doesn't mean there aren't graduating players, but no listed 5th years. Meanwhile, for the Varsity Blues, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5th years that are involved in this tournament. And there might be more as well on who just weren't part of the active roster here. I mean, Allie, you've experienced what it's like to be playing in this event, so you've extended the season as far as you possibly can, but you also gave great perspective the other day saying it's so short, this women's soccer season in U Sports.
It is very short, you know. You think, 2 months, yeah, it's pretty long, but once you're in it, next thing you know, you're playing your first game, and right after that, you're here.
You're
playing
here.
your last.
Annie Yeomans, though, feels like she's just getting started. Having herself a game, I guess, feeling it after scoring the opening goal here. Right now, the standing game winner in the 4th minute, helped by her captain, Hannah Chown.
Got another player very active in this game, Hannah Chown.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Thanks so much for joining us for the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, coming to you live from Hamilton, Ontario. Daniela Ponticelli with Ali Rowe, and we have been living in our jackets, but no complaints, because at the end of the day, we've been able to witness firsthand some fantastic soccer, and it will all continue again tomorrow with the medal games. And then it truly is all said and done, Ali. You're looking at two programs with very different journeys in this tournament historically. Just Toronto's 4th appearance here. They do have a bronze medal. They won it, by the way, in the only other U Sports Women's Soccer Championship that was not actually held in Toronto, meaning the Varsity Blues weren't the host that clinches their spot early on. And that's when they were able to win bronze back in 2019. And it was against this Barry Capers team. No, I keep saying that. That was the quarterfinal win. They won the bronze against Acadia. There we go.
They're both in the AUS. Might get a little confusing. Lots of subs coming in for both teams in this consolation
final. Just trying to get those minutes, right? And give players a chance to step out on the field. Noémie Atem, who we heard from at halftime. Some great features throughout this tournament. Here's a fun fact. Toronto has scored 2 goals in both of their previous 5th place finals. I've mentioned that despite having few appearances here, they've always been able to end on a high note, win their last match. Mitchell gets it out of harm's way. Overall, when you look at this, though, you just know that the Capers are likely feeling a little bit of a sting of the, knowing you're coming in here. You have a lot of expectations on you, how you manage that. As a champion, you do get seated higher.
As a champion, you also come in with a big target on your back.
Hannaford, beautiful ball. Oh, the Capers, best chance. And it's wide, oh my!
A chance right there. You just can't afford to miss this late in the game. You want to cut that lead in half. And that could have been taken by number 10, Liberty Hugh, or she decided to lay it off to Cassie McKinty to give her a better chance, and just goes wide again. Seems to be the theme for all their shots lately.
And from our vantage, it truly felt like it had eyes for the back of the net. It was perfectly done with just 3 green jerseys in the box.
So many caper numbers up top. Probably the most they've had so far. Just tries to chip it over the goalkeeper, and by doing so hits it a little wide. Would have maybe been better to get just a little chip over top instead of trying to go for a chip wide in that bottom left corner.
I should say one caper in the box, but two right at the top. And so had there been a rebound, now back to the present, and Cape Breton had a throw in.
DeCipio had enough time there to take a second touch to get a proper ball inside the box.
As time winds down, you're in the 85th minute. Allie, what are your takeaways so far on the play of both of these teams, not only in this match, but just throughout the last 3 days?
Both teams, you could see very strong programs from the both of them. They both really want it. Just unfortunately for the Capers, may not be their day today. Toronto coming in very prepared, very strong, working very well together as a team and taking advantage of those opportunities when they win the ball back to do a quick transition and make the other team pay for it. Although they both had quite the journey in this tournament, and you could see they both battled out and played some amazing soccer to represent both their conferences.
And it's not as though the Capers have left Godoy a trash without needing to make some saves. She's made the most so far in this match with 4. McKenna Bowser. Up high and again with great hands on it.
Capers in our corner. Again, getting a lot of opportunities right now late in the game.
And this will be their 6th corner of the match.
Again, many teams this weekend getting many corners, just not being able to finish them and get somebody on the ball in the box.
And here we'll see Cassie McKinty to deliver. Still alive for the Capers, but it's up high.
That was definitely a high one. A little field goal right there.
Well, it has been their focus on what they need to improve for next season. Goals. And it's never just about one match. It's about the entire season, and that is coming from their head coach, Ness Timmins. Timmins, the 7-time AUS Coach of the Year. 3-time U Sports National Coach of the Year. I mean, this is a strong program, rooted in tradition.
Interesting foul call there.
Capers as well have the most conference titles of any program in the country. So we'll see what's in store for them next season. In the 88th minute now. Toronto's been leading since the 4th. Beautiful kick. Great touch there by DeCipio. Oh, and a bounce, but Lancaster unbothered. Not anticipating too much added time here in the second half. Grace Hannaford, I know she would love to close this out. It's not just about scoring goals, but she has been leading the charge in this match. Or at least trying to.
Can hear the Cape Breton coaches telling them, get up the field, let's get numbers up. Still not giving up that chance on net.
Grace Hannaford with 3 shots in this match, 2 on target. Overall, not too many shots have been on target from either side when you consider. So Cape Breton with 7 shots, 4 have been on target. Toronto with 5 shots, 3 on target. Capers put it up. DeCipio. Gate energy in green, but can't get by. And now Cochran to the far side. Chown settles it. So despite the small sample size, Toronto seems to find a way when it comes to these consolation finals. This is their 3rd time having the opportunity to play for 5th, which is the best finish you can get if you lose out in the quarters. The Capers want to have something to say about it. Godoy, trash, denies any chance for Hannaford to get a goal.
Just keeping the ball on the ground there, seeing she could waste the last 30 seconds of this match.
It is winding down the 90th minute. Keep an eye to see how much added time there will be. As mentioned, very few stoppages here in the second half.
Can't imagine nothing crazy for the added time in this half.
Hannaford with her footwork sends it over to Bowser. Bowser with a beautiful,
again, no
lifted.
Capers in the box for those. So many good balls in the box, just they don't have the numbers.
So it looked like a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. The final minutes here for both these teams. And the players who will move on and graduate for the Varsity Blues: Brianna Campbell, Cassie Chan, Hannah Chown.
What a move from Allaby. Busting out a Maradona.
Kate Breton. They've been a joy to watch throughout this tournament. While down by 2, trying to find ways. Maria Godoy, a trash. The player with the most saves here in this match, as she's needed to be. The other graduating players for Toronto: Lindsay Barwitzky and Ann Yeomans. Ann Yeomans scoring in her final U Sports match. Toronto did not concede a goal in their consolation semifinal. Right now on track for another clean sheet here. And so the Varsity Blues finish with a flourish, a 2-0 victory over the AUS champion Cape Breton Capers to finish this entire season on a high note with a win, the standing game winner. In the 4th minute, Ann Yeomans, the team's leading scorer throughout the regular season campaign, assisted by captain Hannah Chown, who will wrap up her U Sports career on a high as well. In the 7th minute, Maddie Ma adding that little added insurance. And it felt from then that this game was theirs. Heartbreak for the Capers, of course. It's always tough when you lose out in the quarters and you know that there's no way you can fight for a medal, so you hope to finish on a high note. When we come back, we'll have more post-game scenes from Hamilton, a 2-0 win for Toronto over the Capers.
feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Hamilton, Ontario, home of the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, hosted by McMaster University. And here on day 3, the only match of the day, the Consolation final, has wrapped with the Toronto Varsity Blues celebrating a big win. And the emotions from Captain Hannah Chown as she knows her U Sports 5 years of playing, all she's given to this team. It's come to a close, of course, a happy close in the sense of a victory, but also always bittersweet. The Capers unable to score here in their final match of the season, but overall a very incredible run for them as they picked up their 14th conference championship title to get them here as the AUS champions. Grace Hannaford felt like she was going to find the back of the net. Certainly did her part, had 3 shots, 2 on target in this match. And who else but Hannah Chown for this one? All she did, not only assisting on the game winner here, but who could forget being the OUA champion game-winning goal scorer. Right now, we will have an award be given out. I understand that it's not necessarily easy to pick up the public address sound at home.
Looks like the Fair Play Award for this tournament is going to go to the Cape Breton Capers, just demonstrating their sportsmanship on and off the field, the way they present themselves on the pitch, off the pitch, all around for this tournament this weekend.
You love to see it. As I mentioned, it has been an honor to watch the Capers throughout this tournament. And I mean, they did all they could, given that they were relegated to the consolation bracket after that quarterfinal loss to Laval. And to push through, get that third match that is not guaranteed when you're in the consolation bracket. So congratulations to Cape Breton on that. And it was a match that started off with some big intensity, Ali Rowe, and 2 goals in quick succession at that. Of course, in the second half, no scoring, but still some big moments, especially when it comes to saves that we saw at the hands of Maria Godoy, a trash.
Big moments, big opportunities for the Capers. Just Maria Godoy, a trash, keeping such a wall in that net, not letting anybody come close to scoring.
And it's not as though Cape Breton didn't have the set pieces to work with. They had kicks, they had 6 corners overall. Just unable to find an answer.
Really unable to match the Toronto Varsity Blues numbers that they have back in the box on those set pieces. Pack it in, so they really just can't get it through, forcing them to take those shots from further out, which then makes it just a tad easier, not to take away the great save she's had today, but just a tad easier on Godoy Trash when she's getting those shots in on her.
And for Toronto, I mentioned this is the 3rd time that they've ever played in a 5th place consolation final. And in all 3 now, they have scored 2 goals. The first time they did it in 2009, they defeated UPEI 2-0 as the host. Then they defeated Laval 2-1 as the host. And now defeating the Capers 2-0 as the reigning OUA champions. There's the final head-to-head of the season for both of these 2 teams. We wish them well. We thank them for all they've done here. And Ali Rowe, final thoughts as we head, by the way, into Medal Sunday.
Honestly, like you've been saying for the last 2 days, the numbers don't lie, and the numbers were very close today. Just unfortunately, Toronto made it count. They placed those balls so perfectly in the net, and it was great to see. You could see all the emotions on their faces, managing to come out and finish on a high with this win. And it's great to see after a well-fought game.
And they're in front, number 9, Antonia Figueroa, number 26, Devin Eisen, who had an incredible match yesterday. 1 goal, 1 assist. And then Lindsay Bartwitzky, as mentioned, finishing her U Sports career where it started, despite with a different team. She had 4 years with McMaster.
You can see some of the players dabbing in their pictures. Oh my.
And Hannah Chow, let the tears flow. This is a big moment. It's almost going to be hard to grasp that it is over as a player, but I don't think this is the last we're going to see of Hannah Chow, especially involved in the sport and especially being a leader in the community. She has won a community service award this year and has racked up accolades as a player throughout her time. The Mississauga native earning this one, the Nike Player of the Game. We want to thank everyone for joining us. A quick reminder that the bronze medal game will be the first up. Laval, the RCQ finalists, taking on the Canada West finalists, Trinity Western Spartans, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Then we head into the gold medal final, 5 p.m. Eastern, between the number 1 seed Can West champ UBC Thunderbirds and the number 2 seed RSCQ champs Montreal Carabins. A 2-0 victory for Toronto over Cape Breton. You've been watching U Sports on CBC.
U Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Faraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, a par and by BioSteel.